What's up guys, Chad here with Greenlight Life. Today we're in the beautiful Dominican Republic. So my wife and I are out here on vacation and we're staying at the Live Collection Marien in Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic. It's been a really good time. I wanted to do a review on this place in case you're looking for a vacation yourself, or maybe you're close to booking at this resort, kind of want to know what to expect, or maybe you already booked your stay and want to know what to expect. So hopefully this video does help you out. One thing to keep in mind is it is January 2018 right now, so it is a little bit rainy. I don't know if that's the time of year or what, but the rain has been pretty on and off our entire week. We've been here about a week, by the way. So yeah, I mean, keep that in mind. It might be sunnier when you're here, but as for today, this is pretty average. This is a pretty average afternoon from what we've experienced. I'm just gonna show you kind of around the resort, give you an idea of how things are laid out, what kind of things to expect, and then from there we'll go into the things that my wife and I really liked, and then the things that we didn't like so much. So you can kind of be prepared for those things. So this is the lobby. This is where you'll come to check in, where they'll pick you up for tours and stuff like that. Overall, it's pretty nice. The front desk people are relatively nice. They are multilingual for the most part. English and French and Spanish seem to be the most popular languages here. German a little bit, Russian a little bit. But overall, the front desk people are super bilingual, super helpful. Once you do check in, they'll take your bags up to your room for you. The people taking your bags are less friendly, let's say, but I don't know, it was fine, whatever. Anyways, this is the lobby, this is where they pick you up, this is where they drop you off, kind of a central area. So there are a lot of duty-free stores here for shopping, like things you forgot at home, suntan lotion, towels, swimsuits, stuff like that. But generally speaking, they're here for alcohol, cigars, cigarettes, things of that nature, as well as souvenirs to take home to your family. There's 4 stores I can think of off the top of my head here. Not crazy expensive. Like the things that like medicine, soda, stuff like that's really expensive. But as far as like, I don't know, swimsuits and whatever, they're pretty normal from what you'd expect. They accept dollars and credit card. I don't know what else, that's all I paid with, but they give you kind of a hard time about paying with dollars. So there's 3 main pools here, and they're kind of built like a fidget spinner. So you got this little circle area here with 3 bridges going out to the ends, and then each one is shaped somewhat like the ends of a fidget spinner. But they're really big, honestly, and one thing we noticed is since there's only 3 pools, it seems like there won't be a lot of room for you to hang out. But these pools are huge. Like they can hold so many people, and it always feels like you have enough room to kind of be by yourself if that's what you're looking for. They also do activities here. They do water aerobics, they do basketball games, they do water polo games, they do ping pong, all sorts of stuff. So there's always something to do, always something to watch. And if you just want to hang out by the side, there's plenty of chairs. The huts here that are covered are kind of hard to come by. We haven't seen any open, but the chairs are nice. This is the activity center. Honestly, we haven't really used it much. There's 2 pool tables, 2 foosball tables, and a ping pong table. The ping pong table is ridiculous. It's warped and it's terrible. The other 2 have never been open, honestly. Like, there's always someone on them. There's also books, like magazines and stuff in there. There's a basketball and a volleyball, and then that's where you'll get your towels. So really not an activity center if you ask me, but it is what it is. It works for some people. Cerveza, por favor.
Presidente.
Gracias.
Señor.
And that's all there is to it. So this little hut right here, out by the pools, not by your room, is by far the most annoying part of this entire resort. This is the only place you can get Wi-Fi. And you can see all these people congregating.
All the nerds.
It's like, yeah, this is something you have to know about. So let's rehash this point. If you didn't hear what I was talking about, basically this hut is the only place you can get free Wi-Fi here. So there is paid Wi-Fi. It's like $25 for 25 hours, and it can be used over the course of 6 days, but it can only be used on one device. And I don't know how good it is. Apparently it works across the whole resort. I don't know, if you can stream video or if it's just like email or what. But they told us that the only place you can get free Wi-Fi on this whole resort is in that hut. So you'll always see people around there, and you can imagine with that many people around there, and there clearly isn't a modem over there. I don't know where this modem is, but it's a terrible signal. It takes literally probably 5 whole minutes to connect. Once you're connected, like, you're lucky if you can see an iMessage come through or see your emails load. Like, it's frustrating, guys. The Wi-Fi thing is rough. So if you're coming out here for work or something like that, or you need to keep in touch with work, just be conscious of that. Be ready to pay the $25. There is another option. I think it's like, I don't know, like 60. I don't know. There's another paid Wi-Fi option. Assuming that that's good quality and you only need it on one device, that's absolutely the way to go, because this thing is rough. I don't know much about the theater. I think they have shows at 9:30 every night. We didn't go to any. They always seemed a little, like for kids or whatever. So we never checked it out. It might be cool, but yeah, I don't really have anything to say about that. Apparently there's a doctor on site 24 hours a day. That's pretty useful. It should be noted that you're not supposed to drink the tap water here. When they serve you water at the restaurants, it's supposed to be filtered. Same with the ice, same with the fruit. I don't really know if I should say that about the fruit, but... So from what I can tell, there's at least 2 bars that are usable here. There's the pool bar, which is probably the most popular bar, and then there's this bar, which is by the snack bar. There is a bar in the theater, but I think it's only open during shows, and then there's a bar sort of in the main lobby, but it says cash bar, so I've never given it a shot. Since we are in an all-inclusive resort, everything is included. I mean, you can pretty much ask for anything. They have a menu they go off of, but you're pretty safe. The liquor they use is, so-so. Also keep in mind, they put a lot of it. So if you were a rum and coke, it's like half to 3/4 rum topped off with coke. So I mean, they know you're on vacation, and they're free pouring it for sure. To give you a scope of where we're at, back here is the swimming pools. So the lobby's that way as well. Snack bar and bar at the snack bar. And then right here is the beach. So, as I mentioned, the beach is super close to the resort. It's like, I don't know, maybe a football field away or so, so it's really right within walking distance. The sand is super nice and soft. The water is, I wouldn't say it's cold, I wouldn't say it's warm, but then again, it's been cloudy every day. I think if the sun was out in full force, the water would feel amazing. So yeah, you can see it's a little bit, a little bit of waves, turbulent, I don't know what you call that. Wow! That was a big wave. But yeah, they have boogie boards and stuff like that you can rent here. So there is some good water sports. We share the beach with other resorts, but it does feel like there's plenty of room here. There's a ton of chairs up there, and it never seems to be too crowded out here. So yeah, overall it's a pretty nice little setup for the beach. Foot washing station. Okay, so we just got back from our trip from the Dominican, and it was fantastic. There's a couple things I didn't touch on in the review that I just kind of wanted to summarize right now. So number one is the food. I didn't talk anything about the food. So there's 3 basic types of food at that resort. There's the snack bar, the buffet, and then like the proper restaurants. So there are, I want to say 4 proper restaurants, maybe 3. So the snack bar is open pretty much all day. There's a couple hours it's closed, but for the most part it's open all day. The food is pretty weak there though, like it's not great. I wouldn't recommend it. The buffet, on the other hand, was really pretty good. You know, they had a good wide assortment of food. Like each night was kind of a different theme. They also had like sort of a chef's corner where they'd like have, you know, proper like a steak or, you know, lobster or something like that cooking in addition to all the normal buffet food. So buffet was good. The one downside about buffet is it's only open for like 3-hour increments. So 3 hours for breakfast, closed for a couple hours, 3 hours for lunch, closed, and then 3 hours for dinner. If you come here, get used to seeing that sign a lot. That is the worst sign ever. It means the buffet is closed. And that thing always feels closed, man. Always when you're hungry, you cruise down here to get some food. You'd think the buffet is where you eat all day until you have your reservation dinner. But that's just not the case, man. You've got to plan your buffet eatings, your buffet meals. You have to time them. You have to time them. And then for the dinners, there was a Brazilian spot, a Mediterranean spot, and a Spanish spot. I think that was it. So they were pretty good overall. So how it works is you make your reservations in advance for those places. It's still free, it's still all-inclusive, but they only have a certain limited amount of spots or whatever. So they open up reservations for the week at like 8 a.m. on Monday or something. You don't have to go Monday, but if you want to go on like a Thursday or something, wake up at Thursday at like 8 a.m. Go wait in line at guest services to get your name on the list. The last places they have for food is a pizza place and a burger place. This is paid, it's not included in the all-inclusive. We went and tried out the pizza and it was pretty rough, man. We were the only people in the entire restaurant. When we ordered, they got our order wrong. The order literally probably took 25 minutes for our pizza to come out, and I only ate like half of it because it wasn't great. So I would not recommend going there. Just save your money, stay at the buffet or whatever. I gave the lady a 50 in the hopes of breaking it and getting cash back, but she just took it and took it to the back and then told us to have a seat. So we're hoping I didn't just buy a $50 pizza slice. So we got the change and the pizza looks pretty good. Unfortunately, apparently we only ordered one and we meant to order two, so it was like a 15-20 minute wait. But last but not least, let's talk about the rooms a little bit. There's a bunch of different buildings sort of throughout the resort. We were in building 6 here, and it was fine, you know, it was great. We were on the 3rd level, which was kind of a pain because there's no elevators, so if you've got bags or whatever you're dragging up and down, or if you have trouble with stairs, there was a lot of old people at the resort, elderly people I should say, at the resort, and I felt bad for them getting stuck on the higher floors. But anyways, we were on the 3rd floor. I think that's as high as they go. The good part about it is we did have a view from our balcony, so that was really nice. The room itself was fine. We got 2 queens. We asked for a king, but they gave us 2 queens. It was fine. The rooms were clean. They were moist. If you've ever been to any of those tropical resorts, you know what I'm talking about. Everything's just always humid and moist all the time. Your sheets, everything is just moist. So expect that. Our shower, the bathroom looked really nice. The shower looked really nice. Unfortunately, I think only like twice out of the 7 days we were there did we actually have warm water coming out of that shower. So that was a real big letdown. And unfortunately, there was a lot of those things throughout the resort. Like the chairs that you're supposed to sunbathe in. Sometimes they'd be broke and they wouldn't sit up straight. And, you know, near the bars where they had like your daiquiris and your pina coladas and stuff, because they have, I guess because it's so sweet or something, there were wasps everywhere, man. So I was honestly, I didn't want to get anything sweet. I didn't want a margarita. I didn't want a pina colada because literally, like, if you set that drink down, a bee will fly into it. Like, that was unfortunate. There was just a couple things like that, you know, it wasn't great. The weather kind of added a lot to that as well. But I don't know. Those are kind of nitpicky things. Overall, I think the resort was totally fine. I will say it did get a little boring, but I don't think that's the resort's fault. I think, you know, we just kind of get a little stir crazy after laying in the sun for one day. We're ready to go out and do something. So we did go do some excursions, and they did offer a lot of great excursions. Go check out my other video if you want to see some of the... Go check out my main Dominican video if you want to see some of those excursions. I'll also have vlogs coming out on each of the days we were out there to kind of give you an idea. Last but not least, let's talk a little bit about pricing. We went through a local travel agency that bundled, so from Salt Lake City, where we were, from Salt Lake to the Dominican, with flights and shuttles and the 7-day stay at the all-inclusive resorts, we paid for 2 people $1,950, I want to say. So just under $2,000, which seems, I don't know, it seems really, really inexpensive. I thought it was a fantastic deal. I'm not sure what it looks like outside of a travel deal like that, but I would assume it's not too crazy. So That travel agency was Temp Travel, by the way. If you're in the Utah area, look them up. They're great people. The one thing that's not great about those travel deals is it's all set for you in advance. You know, at certain dates, and then, you know, the flights and everything are all set. So we had to leave at 1 a.m. We got to Miami at 7:30 a.m. We had a 5-hour layover, and then we flew into Puerto Plata? I think it was Puerto Plata. I think that's where we flew in. But that was only like a 2-hour flight from Miami, so it wasn't bad. The other thing I've heard is from Canada, it's like a 4-hour flight from the Toronto area or something. So there was a ton of people from the Toronto area. Anyways, I could keep talking about it forever, but hopefully that gives you a good overall idea of what the resort is like. You know, out of, I don't know, I guess if I had to rate it out of 10 stars, I'm giving it like 7. It was average. It was what you expect. It was a nice getaway. Everything was great. It wasn't fantastic, amazing, but it certainly did the job in making it feel like we had a great, you know, vacation. So I hope that helps. If you have more questions, leave them down in the comments below. I'll do my best to get back to you. We got a lot more stuff coming on this trip. I've got vlogs for each of the days, as well as like a Spanish tutorial. If you're headed out of town into a Spanish-speaking country, it should hopefully help you out a little bit. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, hit that thumbs up button. That really does help me out a bunch. Subscribe to the channel. This channel is brand new. It's growing, and I'm excited to keep growing it. So thanks so much. We'll see you next time on Greenlight Life.